The room is quiet now, bathed in the soft glow of a single lamp. Outside, a gentle breeze stirs the leaves, whispering through the branches. You might hear the faint rustle, or simply feel the calm it brings. Your body feels heavy tonight, as if carrying the weight of many days. Your mind moves quickly, hopping from one thought to the next. Uninvited, it notices small worries, old regrets, and quiet, lingering tension. All of this is natural, and it is safe to simply notice it. Sometimes, we forget to care for ourselves, caught in endless doing. The Buddha reminded us gently that the mind needs its own rest, like a traveler pausing beside a still lake, letting the water settle. He said, in essence, that love and kindness must begin within. Tonight, we will imagine that gentle settling together. We will wander slowly through stories that remind the heart to soften. We will listen to moments where simple acts of care and love bloom, like sunlight spilling through a window, warming even the quiet corners. Think of a small, calm stream in a forest, flowing with ease. Even if your thoughts whirl like leaves in the wind, you can watch them drift, without needing to gather them. In this way, your heart can find its own gentle rhythm again. Buddhist teachings tell us, in their quiet way, that all beings are worthy of care and compassion, including ourselves. The Dhammapada reminds us that we hold the seeds of peace within, waiting only for the soft sunlight of our attention to awaken them. Tonight, there is no need to fix or solve anything. You are invited to rest in the knowing that you are enough. Each breath you take is a small act of kindness to yourself, and each moment of quiet is a step toward healing your heart. If you'd like, you might notice where you are sitting or lying, the feeling of sheets against your skin, or the floor beneath your feet. And if you'd like, feel free to share where you're listening from tonight. Here, in this gentle space, we can begin to drift, slowly, peacefully, toward a place where stories unfold like petals, soft and full of warmth. Story 1. The Garden of Quiet Leaves. The morning air was soft, carrying the faint scent of damp earth. Sunlight spilled gently through the branches, painting the ground with gold. A woman walked slowly along the garden path, her hands brushing the leaves. She noticed how each leaf trembled slightly, yet rested fully in place. Her mind was full, as it often was at this hour. Thoughts of unfinished work and endless errands swirled like restless birds. She sighed, feeling the familiar heaviness in her chest and shoulders. Even so, she allowed herself to notice the sunlight touching her skin. In the quiet garden, time seemed to pause, bending softly around her. She remembered a teaching she once read in the Dhammapada: let the mind settle, like water in a still pond, and peace will appear. She imagined each worry as a leaf floating gently on water, drifting away. She paused at a stone bench, seating herself with careful ease. The garden whispered its soft secrets, the hum of bees, the distant bird call. She let her shoulders relax, letting the tension dissolve slowly like morning mist. Her breathing grew steady, in and out, simple and calm. Without effort, a memory rose quietly. A childhood afternoon under a large oak tree. She had rested there, watching sunlight dance, feeling safe and still. Now, she allowed that feeling to return, wrapped around her like a soft cloak. The weight in her chest softened, and a faint smile appeared unbidden. She thought of kindness, first toward herself, then toward all she knew. The Karaniya Metta Sutta came to mind. Though she did not name it aloud, let loving kindness be your gentle companion, steady and without expectation. Yes, her mind, once restless, now rested lightly, like a feather on the breeze. For a long moment, she simply sat, noticing warmth in her hands and feet. The garden did not rush her, and she did not need to rush herself. She felt a quiet assurance that it was enough to be present, fully, and she whispered to herself, softly, I am here. I am enough. In right, a soft lesson lingered, like the fading scent of flowers in air. Some days, it is enough to sit, breathe, and let life settle. Like leaves drifting on water, your thoughts can float without control or force. And when you are ready, the heart finds its own gentle stillness. Story 2. The Tea and the Evening Sky. He poured hot water into a simple cup, watching steam curl slowly upward. Outside, twilight painted the sky in soft shades of lavender and rose. He held the cup carefully, feeling its warmth seep into his fingertips. The room was quiet, except for the faint ticking of an old clock. Work had left his mind tangled, heavy with unfinished projects and calls. His thoughts bounced relentlessly, replaying conversations and mistakes from the day. He pressed his palms together, closing his eyes for a few slow breaths. The world outside the window held no urgency. It simply existed, peacefully. He recalled the Satipatthana Sutta, though not in formal words. Simply, he remembered to notice each moment without grasping or judgment. The warmth of the cup, the smell of the tea, the gentle evening air. Each detail anchored him, a soft reminder of the quiet beneath the noise. He sipped slowly, savoring the flavor, letting it calm his stomach. Thoughts came and went, but he no longer clung to their urgency. Like clouds drifting over a wide, open sky, each one passed naturally. He felt a sense of lightness, as if a small burden had been lifted. The faint chirp of crickets rose from the garden outside. He remembered how, as a child, he had watched the first stars appear. The evening sky had always been a gentle teacher, constant and patient. Now, it offered the same lesson. Quietly, there is space between each thought. He thought of kindness to himself, a soft hand on a weary heart. He whispered to himself, may I rest. May I be gentle with my mind. And evening unfolded slowly, without hurry, as if time itself had learned patience. And in that unfolding, he felt a calm deeper than words could reach. Tonight, the lesson was simple. Peace is not earned. It is noticed. It lives in small moments, in warm cups and quiet skies. Like the tea that cools slowly, the mind too softens with attention and care, and he settled fully into the quiet, allowing rest to come without asking. Story 3. The Window and the Falling Rain. Rain tapped gently against the window, a rhythm soft and familiar. She sat in her favorite chair, wrapped in a worn wool shawl. Outside, the world shimmered with the silver of wet streets and leaves. The sound was steady, soothing, and invited her to let go. Her mind carried a long list of worries from the day. Bills, emails, decisions unmade, and small regrets filled her thoughts. She closed her eyes for a moment, letting the rain speak for itself. Each drop became a reminder that life moves gently, even in storms. A teaching from the Majjhima Nikaya came quietly to her mind. It said, in essence, that suffering is natural, and so is release. She imagined each concern dissolving, dripping from her shoulders like rain. With each exhale, she felt lighter, as if breathing out clouds. She noticed the rhythm of her heartbeat, slow and steady beneath the shawl. No need to chase peace, it was already present, waiting for her attention. She opened her eyes, watching raindrops trickle along the glass panes. Even the world outside seemed at ease, carrying on without urgency. A thought came, gentle as the rain. She deserved kindness and care. She remembered the Karaniya Metta Sutta's quiet wisdom about love for all. Starting with herself, she let warmth fill her chest and settle there. The rain became a lullaby, each drop a note of compassion and ease. She let the shawl wrap her fully, and she allowed herself to sigh. All the effort of the day could rest. The mind could rest. She felt a soft smile form, not of joy or excitement, just presence. And she whispered, softly, I am here. I am safe. I am enough. If why, the rain continued, steady, like gentle meditation on patience and care. Some nights, it is enough to simply be, to simply listen and breathe. The world does not demand perfection, nor does the heart ask for more. And so, she allowed herself to sink fully into the gentle rhythm of rest. Story 4. The Lantern on the Porch. A lantern glowed softly on the wooden porch, swaying in the light breeze. He leaned on the railing, watching shadows stretch across the quiet yard. The air smelled faintly of pine and earth, comforting and familiar. Evening's gentle hush invited him to pause, to breathe fully, without hurry. He had carried tension all day, each task and obligation pressing on him. In moments like this, he felt the weight of unseen expectations fade. He remembered the Sigalovada Sutta's quiet counsel. Small actions of care matter, even when unseen. Small gestures, for oneself and others, bring steady ease. He watched a bird hop from branch to branch, unaware of time's passing. The simplicity of its motion reminded him of how little control he truly has. His thoughts slowed, drifting like the lantern's soft glow across the porch floor. He inhaled deeply, feeling the rhythm of the evening settle in his chest. He recalled a Jataka story, where even a small act of compassion transformed a day. A moment of patience, a gentle word, a quiet offering, these ripple outward. He imagined those ripples touching his own heart, softening fear and self-doubt, and he allowed himself to be held by this quiet truth. Tender and steady, the porch felt like a sanctuary, a place where he could simply exist. No need to fix, to plan, to judge. The world could wait a little. He whispered to himself, may I be gentle, may I be kind, may I rest. Where, and in that whisper, the mind softened, as if the lantern light had seeped inside. Tonight, he remembered that peace grows in quiet, in attention, in care, even small. Mindful moments can heal the heart more than effort or striving. The lantern swayed, the bird moved on, and he stayed present, fully awake and calm. And softly, he promised himself, tomorrow, I will return to this gentle awareness. Story 5. The River's Soft Song. A river wound quietly through the valley, its surface shimmering under moonlight. She stood at the water's edge, letting the cool air brush her face. The gentle sound of flowing water seemed to speak a language she understood. It said nothing urgent, nothing demanding, only presence. Steady and true, her mind was restless, replaying meetings, deadlines, and words left unsaid. She felt the tension knotting in her shoulders, the tightness behind her eyes. For a moment, she let the river carry those burdens, imagining them floating away. Each ripple seemed to whisper, "It is enough to be here. Now." Ato. She recalled the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Buddha's first turning of the wheel. It spoke of letting go of clinging, of seeing clearly, of gentle understanding. She breathed in deeply, feeling the river's rhythm sync with her own heartbeat. The tension loosened, and she allowed herself to simply be with the sound. She watched a fish break the surface, sending circles across the water. It reminded her of impermanence and the gentle flow of life's moments. No mistake, no worry, no regret was permanent. All moved and shifted naturally. She exhaled slowly, feeling the tightness in her chest dissolve into the night. The river's song became a lullaby, soft as a mother's whispered blessing. She felt a warmth in her heart, a quiet recognition of her own worth, and she whispered softly, "May I love myself. May I rest completely tonight." 80. The water continued its steady journey, carrying her thoughts gently along its path. Some nights, the simplest presence river, moon. Breath is all we need. The mind may wander, but it always returns to quiet. If allowed, she let herself sink into that gentle song, letting care and love fill her. And the river whispered, softly, "You are safe. You are enough. You are home." Ooh. Story 6. The Candle in the Study. A single candle flickered on the wooden desk, casting a warm glow. He leaned back in his chair, shoulders heavy from the day's demands. Papers and emails waited, but he did not reach for them yet. Instead, he simply noticed the quiet, the gentle warmth of the light. His mind had been restless, buzzing with tasks and obligations. Every thought seemed urgent, every plan demanding immediate attention. He remembered the Vitakkasanthana Sutta, the gentle method of letting thoughts pass, like clouds across a moonlit sky. Each concern could drift naturally away. He inhaled slowly, feeling the rise and fall of his chest. The candle's flame danced, but remained steady, unmoved by the slight air. He imagined his worries shrinking into small shadows, soft and harmless. There was nothing to fix tonight, nothing to perfect, nothing to force. A faint memory arose of studying late under candlelight in youth. The stillness of that time brought comfort, even amid learning and mistakes. He smiled softly, realizing peace is often found in simple presence. Even small acts, breathing, noticing, being, are seeds of quiet joy. He whispered to himself, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." The flame seemed to nod in agreement, steady and unwavering in its glow. In that moment, he remembered the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta's soft truth. Letting go is not failure, but the way to calm and clarity. The candle burned slowly, shadows moving gently across the room. He felt the weight of the day settle softly into the floor beneath him, and in that warmth, He allowed himself to rest, fully and without hurry. A quiet understanding rose, like dawn light spreading over a still landscape. Some nights, it is enough to sit with a single flame, breathing slowly, no grand plans, no expectations, just presence and gentle attention. And he knew, softly, that the heart grows light when it is treated with care. He let his eyelids fall, carrying the warmth of the candle into dreams. Story 7. The Old Oak and the Evening Wind. The wind moved through the branches of an ancient oak. Soft and deliberate, she sat beneath its wide canopy, feeling the bark's rough warmth through her fingers. Evening light filtered through the leaves, scattered like golden dust on the ground. The air smelled faintly of damp earth and quiet grass. Welcoming and calm, her thoughts had carried her far from the present, chasing worries and deadlines. Each concern was a leaf in the wind, spinning fast, impossible to hold. She remembered the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, teaching gentle observation without grasping, and so she watched each thought, noticing it, then letting it drift away. A bird landed on a low branch, pausing in stillness before moving on. She felt her breath synchronize with its gentle rhythm, in and out, in and out. The oak's steady presence reminded her that life could remain rooted, patient, calm. Even when storms came, the tree endured, offering shade and quiet strength. She placed her hand over her heart, inviting a little warmth and care. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's soft guidance filled her mind. Love begins with oneself. She allowed a wave of kindness to settle there, like sunlight through leaves. Tension loosened in her shoulders, her chest, her weary, overworked mind. Evening deepened, and shadows lengthened across the soft forest floor. She felt a gentle gratitude for this moment of stillness. Without rush or demand, whispering quietly, she said, "I am here. I am safe. I am cared for. It's mine." And the oak seemed to nod, as if affirming the truth of her words. Some moments are enough simply because they exist, quiet and present. The heart softens when it is acknowledged, held, and gently released. And tonight, beneath the old oak, she let herself rest fully, carrying the calm of wind, leaves, and quiet patience into sleep. Story 8. The Quiet Bakery. Early morning light spilled into a small, empty bakery, soft and warm. He stood at the counter, watching flour dust float in gentle sunbeams. The smell of warm bread and sugar filled the air, comforting and familiar. Outside, the world had not yet demanded anything of him, and it was enough. His mind had been busy for hours, racing through endless responsibilities. He felt the lingering weight of unfinished tasks and decisions still pending. A story from the Jataka arose softly. Patience and care bring steady peace. He allowed himself to follow each aroma, each movement, without rush or expectation. The baker's hands moved slowly, kneading dough with deliberate attention. Watching her, he realized how each simple act could hold quiet meditation. Even ordinary work, done mindfully, could become a sanctuary for the heart. The present moment offered warmth and calm that nothing else could. He breathed in deeply, noticing tension leaving his body with each exhale. The Vitakkasanthana Sutta's quiet lesson reminded him thoughts can be observed, released. He let judgments and to-do lists drift away, like flower caught in sunlight. His chest softened, his mind slowed, and he felt lighter, unburdened. A small bell tinkled as the first customer entered. Breaking the silence gently, he smiled softly, grateful for the moment, for the quiet, for himself. He whispered to himself, "May I notice beauty in small things. May I rest." Is Profaust, and the warmth of bread, light, and presence carried him into calm. Some mornings are enough simply because we pause, notice, and breathe. Even a simple bakery can teach the mind to slow, the heart to soften, and tonight, he carried that quiet, gentle lesson with him to sleep, letting warmth and calm fill every corner of body and mind. Story 9. The Evening Path. The path through the meadow glowed softly in the last light of day. She walked slowly, feeling grass brush her ankles, earth firm beneath her feet. The wind carried the scent of wildflowers, faint and comforting in the quiet. Her shoulders, tight from hours at work, began to release their stubborn hold. Her thoughts had been scattered all day, chasing obligations and small regrets. She remembered a passage from the Sutta Nikaya about resting in awareness, noticing the wind, the earth, the sky. She allowed her mind to settle. Each step became a meditation, soft and simple. Without effort or goal, birds returned to their nests, calling gently to one another in the distance. She let their soft chatter remind her of community, connection, and care, even when life is busy, even when responsibilities feel endless. Moments of presence offer space to breathe, to soften, to be. She placed a hand on her heart, feeling warmth, life, and steady rhythm. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's quiet whisper reminded her to extend love inward first. Her chest softened, her mind became gentle, and she noticed a faint smile. "I am here. I am enough. I am safe," she murmured softly. Evening deepened, stars beginning to glimmer overhead in silent patience. Each breath connected her to the earth beneath, the sky above. The meadow offered no judgment, only presence, only calm, only gentle being. And she walked slowly, carrying that quiet with her into rest and dreams. Story 10. The Lantern on the Lake. A single lantern floated on the calm surface of the lake. Glowing softly, he sat at the water's edge, letting the stillness fill the space around him. The cool evening air kissed his face, carrying scents of moss and stone. The world seemed to pause, allowing a gentle silence to unfold. His mind had been racing, filled with duties, reminders, and long lists. Each thought felt heavy, pressing against his chest and temples. He remembered a passage from the Mahakamavibhanga Sutta, quietly teaching reflection, actions, thoughts, and care are seeds. Letting go allows growth and peace. He inhaled slowly, letting the lantern's soft glow anchor him in the moment. The water reflected stars, small and steady. Without demand or hurry, he imagined worries dissolving into the lake, each ripple softening and fading. A quiet warmth rose in his chest, a gentle reminder of safety and rest. The lantern bobbed gently, untroubled by the faint wind on the surface. He whispered to himself, "I am present. I am cared for. I am enough." If Vita, evening wrapped him in a soft embrace, teaching that stillness is sufficient, and he let the lake carry his thoughts into the calm, letting sleep arrive. Some nights, it is enough to simply watch, breathe, and notice. The heart softens when it is held gently by presence, love, and care, and the lantern, glowing softly, promised that even small lights illuminate the way. He closed his eyes, carrying calm, warmth, and peace into the quiet night. Story 11. The Quiet Bridge. A wooden bridge arched gently over a narrow stream. Still and calm, she paused halfway, letting the gentle current murmur beneath her feet. The air smelled of wet earth and late blooming flowers. Soft and warm, her shoulders, tight from the day, began to loosen with each breath. Her mind had been restless, replaying conversations and decisions from work. Each thought felt urgent, pressing, demanding more than she could give. She remembered the Majjhima Nikaya's gentle teaching: observe, release, and return. Like water flowing beneath the bridge, thoughts could move without her control. She closed her eyes and inhaled deeply, noticing the weight of presence. Each exhale felt like letting go of invisible burdens she had carried. A bird sang softly in the distance, joining the quiet rhythm of evening. Even small sounds became anchors, reminding her of life's gentle continuity. She rested her hands on the railing, feeling its smooth, cool wood. The Karaniya Metta Suttas whisper returned to her. Love begins within. She allowed kindness to settle into her chest, spreading slowly outward. The tension in her mind softened, like morning mist lifting from the stream. Moments stretched like sunlight on the water. Slow and unhurried, she whispered quietly, "I am here. I am safe. I am enough." Ame, the bridge beneath her, the stream below, seemed to hold her gently, and in that stillness, she felt the soft, patient pulse of peace. Some evenings, simply standing still, breathing, and noticing is enough. The heart can rest when presence becomes its companion, steady and calm, and she stepped forward slowly, carrying this gentle lesson into night and dreams. Story 12. The Lantern Path. Through snow. Snow fell silently, dusting the path with soft, white feathers. He walked slowly, lantern in hand, feeling warmth seep into chilled fingers. The world around him was hushed, as if holding its breath for a moment. His mind, usually loud with tasks and worries, felt distant and calm. He remembered the Abhaya Sutta's quiet counsel: courage arises from presence. Each step became mindful, deliberate, a meditation in motion. The crunch of snow beneath his boots echoed softly, steady and grounding, even in winter's cold. The path offered gentle guidance and light. He paused by a small tree, noticing how snow weighed each branch. The weight was temporary. The snow would melt, and the branches would rise. He thought of his own burdens, heavy yet transient, carried only for now. He breathed slowly, letting the stillness and quiet lighten his chest. A distant lantern flickered on another path, a companion in silence. He felt warmth, not from the flame, but from knowing he was not alone. The Majjhima Nikaya reminded him softly, life is lived step by step. There is no rush, no judgment, only gentle presence and care. He let himself smile, feeling tension slip away, leaving gentle ease behind. His hands warmed by the lantern, his heart softened by awareness and light. He whispered, May I rest. May I love myself. May I be at peace. My 8. The snow continued to fall, serene and unhurried, as he continued along the path. Some nights, walking quietly through a soft, snowy world is enough. The heart grows light when it is treated with kindness and patience, and he allowed the lantern's glow to guide him gently toward rest. Story 13. The Bamboo Grove. Sunlight filtered through tall bamboo, swaying gently in the warm breeze. She walked slowly, letting the slender stalks brush softly against her arms. The air smelled faintly of earth, grass, and the quiet energy of growth. Her mind, often racing, began to settle, like leaves floating downstream. The stress of work and family tugged at her thoughts all day. She remembered the Satipatthana Sutta, inviting gentle awareness without judgment. Notice what is, allow it to pass, and return softly to the breath. Like the bamboo, she could bend without breaking, sway without losing root. A bird flitted between stalks, delicate and unhurried, teaching her calm. She placed her hands lightly on her stomach, breathing slowly and deeply. The tension in her body softened, her mind quieted, her heart eased. Even the sun's warmth felt like a tender reminder of presence and care. She whispered softly, "I am enough. I am safe. I am here." 80. The bamboo grove seemed to nod, embracing her stillness without effort. Moments of quiet like this, she realized, could carry her through any storm. Even small awareness, like the wind through the bamboo, can soothe the heart. She paused to watch shadows play across the ground, simple and shifting. Each movement reminded her that impermanence is gentle, not frightening. And in that awareness, she let herself rest, carrying peace into sleep. Story 14. The riverbend at dusk. The river curved gently through the meadow, reflecting the last glow of day. He sat on a smooth rock, legs dangling near the soft, flowing water. The scent of wet grass and distant pine drifted quietly on the breeze. The world seemed suspended, holding its breath, as if waiting with him. His thoughts had been scattered, tangled with deadlines, bills, and obligations. He noticed the pull of each worry, then let it drift like a leaf. The Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta's quiet wisdom came to him softly. Let go of clinging, observe clearly, and allow calm to arise naturally. The water's gentle movement became a lullaby, steady and soothing. He placed his hands on his knees, inhaling slowly, exhaling fully. The tension in his shoulders and jaw softened, as if the river carried it away. A heron flew low, wings brushing the water, a reminder of grace in motion. He whispered quietly, "I am present. I am enough. I am safe." 8. The river's steady song reminded him, rest is not earned. It is allowed. He closed his eyes, letting each ripple wash over thoughts and worries. And in that gentle flow, he felt his heart settle, soft and open. Some evenings, simply listening to water and wind is enough. The mind and heart rest when met with awareness and tender care. And he remained by the river, letting its quiet song carry him into dreams. Story 15. The lantern in the orchard. A lantern hung from an old apple tree, casting a warm, golden glow. She walked slowly beneath the branches, feeling soft grass underfoot. The orchard smelled of damp earth, blossoms, and quiet sweetness in the air. Evening had softened, leaving only gentle shadows and calm light. Her mind was full of worries, deadlines, and unfinished tasks. She remembered the Maha Satipatthana Sutta: observe, breathe, and release. Each thought was like an apple in the tree, present, but not pressing. She inhaled slowly, exhaling tension, letting the orchard's quiet embrace her. A gentle breeze swayed branches, making the lantern light flicker softly. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's teaching came gently to her awareness. Extend kindness inward first, and allow it to ripple outward naturally. Her chest softened, heart warming, mind easing. Like the fading sun, she paused beneath the tree, whispering, I am here, I am enough, I am safe. If well, even the night seemed to respond, holding her gently in its calm embrace. The orchard offered no judgment, only quiet, tender, patient presence, and she let herself rest, carrying love and ease into the soft night. Some nights, simple presence beneath gentle light teaches the heart to soften, and she felt the promise of care, patience, and peace wrapping her fully. The lantern swayed, casting warmth across the orchard, guiding her toward dreams. Story 16. The Misty Hills. Morning mist rolled gently over the hills, softening every edge. He walked slowly along a narrow path, feeling dew on his shoes. The air smelled faintly of wet grass and distant pine, refreshing and still. Even the birds moved quietly, their songs blending into the soft haze. His mind had been heavy, tangled with tasks, regrets, and what-ifs. Each thought seemed louder than it should, pressing against his chest. He recalled the Dhammapada, let the mind settle like a calm lake. He imagined each worry drifting like fog, dissolving with the sunlight. The mist wrapped the hills in gentle white, a quiet embrace. He felt tension in his shoulders ease, his breath becoming soft and even. A small stream whispered along the path, carrying water and thought alike. With every step, he felt lighter, moving through presence instead of pressure. He placed a hand over his heart, acknowledging his fatigue and care. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's quiet lesson came to him naturally. First, be kind to yourself, and the world will mirror that gentleness. He allowed warmth and understanding to settle in, softening every corner. The sun peeked through the mist, casting a gentle glow across the hills. He whispered softly, I am enough. I am safe. I am here. It's my. Even the morning mist seemed to nod, steady and patient, offering presence, and he let the hills carry his thoughts into calm, releasing them fully. Some mornings, simple walking and noticing is all the mind needs. The heart softens when met with gentle awareness, like sunlight on mist, and he allowed the misty hills to guide him toward quiet, restful peace. Story 17. The Small Harbour. The harbour was calm, water glinting softly under a late afternoon sun. She sat on a weathered bench, listening to the quiet lapping of waves. Boats rested gently at the docks, swaying slowly in rhythm with the tide. The air carried the faint scent of salt and distant pine, soothing and warm. Her mind had been restless, weighed with responsibilities, money worries, and regret. Even here, it tried to pull her toward things she could not control. She remembered the Majjhima Nikaya: observe, release, and return to presence. She let the waves become her guide, each one flowing in and out. A seagull called softly in the distance, wings stretching in the slow wind. She noticed the feeling of the bench beneath her, steady and supportive, her shoulders relaxed, and the tension behind her eyes softened like the water. The harbor offered no judgment, only quiet, steady, compassionate presence. She placed her hand over her chest, breathing in kindness, exhaling care. The Karaniya Metta Suta's gentle wisdom reminded her, start with yourself. Her heart grew lighter with each breath, and a faint smile appeared unbidden. Even small moments of awareness can ripple outward, softening the world inside. She whispered softly, I am here. I am safe. I am enough. 80. The water carried her thoughts gently, as if the tide understood her mind. Evening deepened, but she felt warm, calm, and connected to the present, and she allowed the harbor's quiet to guide her fully into rest. Some days, watching waves and listening to gentle wind is enough. The heart finds peace when held in steady, mindful presence, and tonight, she let the harbor carry her into calm, quiet sleep. Story 18. The old bookstore. A bell tinkled softly as he stepped into the warm, quiet bookstore. The scent of old paper and ink wrapped around him like a soft blanket. Sunlight streamed through high windows, illuminating dust motes, dancing lazily. The world outside could wait. Here, only calm and presence existed. His mind had been spinning all day, racing through deadlines and worries. Each step between the shelves felt like a meditation, a gentle pause. He recalled the Sayutta Nikaya. Awareness of the present softens even busy minds. Each book, each page, offered a small, silent invitation to rest. He ran a hand along the spines, noticing textures and titles without hurry. A quiet smile formed as he remembered stories that had comforted him before. The tension in his chest eased. The buzzing of thoughts softened and slowed. Even simple presence, he realized, could heal a heart that felt overworked. He picked a small, worn book and held it close, inhaling the gentle scent. The Karaniya Metta Suta's wisdom whispered softly, begin kindness with yourself. He allowed warmth and care to settle in, like sunlight on his shoulders. No achievement, no list. Nothing to prove, only calm, quiet, gentle presence. He whispered, I am enough. I am safe. I am present. Morph. Even the bell above the door, tinkling softly as someone entered, seemed serene. The bookstore's quiet carried him fully, like a lullaby for mind and heart, and he let the calm wrap around him, guiding him into sleep. Some evenings, it is enough to simply walk, notice, and breathe. The heart softens when met with gentle attention and quiet care, and he carried the bookstore's calm with him, letting it linger in dreams. Story 19. The hilltop at sunset. The sun lowered slowly over the distant hills, painting the sky in soft gold. She climbed to the hilltop, letting each step become slow and mindful. The grass bent gently under her feet, and the wind brushed softly against her skin. Evening's warmth embraced her, carrying a quiet, expansive calm. Her mind had carried stress from work, family, and long hours of worry. She noticed each thought, then let it float past like clouds in the sky. She remembered the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Observe, breathe, return to presence. even small awareness, soft and patient, can release tension from the heart. She sat at the hill's peak, watching sunlight touch each curve and shadow. The beauty of the moment filled her with gentle appreciation. Soft and calm, the tension in her chest eased, shoulders dropped, and breathing grew steady. The hilltop seemed to hold her, steady, patient, and without judgment. She placed a hand over her heart, sending warmth and kindness inward first. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's guidance whispered softly, "Love yourself as you are." A quiet smile formed, and she whispered, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Appreciation. Evening's calm wrapped her gently, carrying her mind and heart into rest. Some sunsets are enough simply because they exist, quiet and patient. The heart softens when it is held in gentle presence and awareness, and she let the hilltop guide her into a slow, peaceful, restorative sleep. Story 20. The Quiet Courtyard. A small courtyard glowed in the late afternoon, light spilling across stone tiles. He walked slowly, noticing the smell of moss and warm earth beneath his feet. A fountain trickled gently in the center. Soft music in the silent air. The world beyond the courtyard walls could wait. Here, there was calm. His mind had been restless, filled with obligations, regret, and unspoken worries. Even standing still, the weight seemed to press quietly on his chest. He recalled the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta's teaching: let go, breathe, and observe. Each sound, each movement, each breath became a soft anchor for presence. He paused by the fountain, feeling cool air against his skin, noticing water flow. Each ripple reminded him that life moves naturally, and worry need not cling. The tension in his shoulders melted, the mind slowed, and the chest softened. Even a few minutes of quiet, he realized, could carry deep relief. He placed a hand over his heart, breathing warmth and kindness inward first. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's gentle wisdom settled softly. Care for yourself first. He whispered, I am enough. I am safe. I am present. And the courtyard, still and patient, seemed to embrace him fully, carrying him into calm. Some moments, though small and quiet, are enough to soothe the mind. The heart rests when it is met with gentle attention and tender care, and he allowed the courtyard's soft rhythm to guide him into deep, peaceful sleep. Story 21. The Willow by the Pond. A willow tree bent gently over the calm surface of a small pond. She sat beneath its sweeping branches, feeling the soft rustle of leaves. The water reflected the fading sky, smooth and serene, holding quiet light. Evening's gentle hush wrapped around her, inviting her to slow and breathe. Her mind had been tangled with unfinished work and lingering worries. Each thought pulled her, like branches brushing against her shoulders in the wind. She recalled the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice each moment. Breathe. Release without judgment. The pond reflected her own mind, capable of stillness if allowed to settle. A dragonfly skimmed the surface, delicate, precise, unhurried in its motion. She watched its small journey, noticing the ease and freedom in every movement. Her chest softened, tension loosening as she exhaled slowly and fully. Even the weight of a long day began to drift quietly from her shoulders. She placed a hand on her heart, letting warmth settle gently within. The Karaniya Metta Sutta whispered softly, "Love yourself first." Without condition, a small smile formed, and she breathed into the space between each thought. The willow and the pond held her presence. Steady, patient, and kind, she whispered quietly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." End quote. Evening deepened, and the pond shimmered faintly, reflecting peace back to her. The willow swayed gently, like a lullaby of presence and soft assurance, and she allowed the calm to carry her fully, guiding her into sleep. Some evenings, watching a single tree and pond is enough to soften the heart. The mind rests when met with gentle attention, patience, and self-kindness, and she let the willow guide her into quiet, restorative peace. Story 22. The Evening Market. Lanterns glowed softly along the empty evening market. Warm and inviting, he walked slowly, noticing the faint scent of spices and fresh bread in the air. Stalls were quiet now, their colors muted in the fading light. The world seemed to hold its breath, leaving only calm and gentle presence. His mind had been racing all day, tangled with tasks and obligations. Even here, thoughts tried to pull him toward things he could not control. He remembered the Majjhima Nikaya: observe without grasping, release without force, like lanterns glowing softly. Each thought could shine, then fade naturally. He paused at a small stall, running a hand over smooth wooden crates. The quiet rhythm of his steps matched the soft sway of hanging lights. Tension in his shoulders and chest began to dissolve. Slow and deliberate, even ordinary moments held the potential for gentle awareness and calm. He placed a hand on his chest, breathing warmth and kindness inward first. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's gentle counsel rose softly. Start with yourself. His heart softened, and he whispered, "I am safe. I am enough. I am here." Aingwo, the market's quiet seemed to nod. Steady, patient, holding him fully. Some nights, simply noticing small details and moving slowly is enough. The heart rests when met with gentle presence, attention, and care, and he allowed the lantern's warm glow to guide him into deep, restorative sleep. Story 23. The Quiet Alley. A narrow alley stretched quietly between old buildings, softened by evening light. She walked slowly, noticing cobblestones beneath her feet, uneven but familiar. The air smelled faintly of damp brick and distant flowers, soft and still. Even the small, hidden world seemed to breathe alongside her. Steady and calm, her mind carried the weight of deadlines, regrets, and unspoken words. Each step offered a gentle reminder that she could let the thoughts pass. The Sayutta Nikaya teaches awareness without attachment, presence without hurry. She allowed the rhythm of walking to soothe the restless currents inside. A cat padded silently across the alley, tail upright, moving without concern. She smiled softly, noticing its effortless grace and quiet self-possession. Her chest softened, shoulders relaxed, and tension in her forehead eased. Even the city's small, hidden corners offered stillness. If she chose to notice, she placed her hands on her heart, breathing warmth and patience inward. The Karaniya Metta Sutta whispered gently, "Love yourself first." Tender and steady, "I am here. I am safe. I am enough," she murmured quietly, and the quiet alley seemed to fold around her. Steady and patient, carrying her toward rest. Some moments, though hidden and ordinary, hold profound peace for the heart. The mind softens when treated with gentle attention, patience, and care, and she allowed the alley's quiet to guide her fully into restorative sleep. Story 24. The garden bench at dusk. A wooden bench rested under a small tree, bathed in soft dusk light. He sat slowly, feeling the warmth of the fading sun on his face. The garden smelled faintly of roses and damp soil, gentle and familiar. Even the faint rustle of leaves seemed to breathe with him, calm and steady. His thoughts had been noisy all day, full of tasks, worries, and obligations. Each breath reminded him he could let go, just for a moment. He recalled the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, awareness and gentle letting bring peace. He felt tension leaving his body, exhaling it into the cool evening air. A small bird landed on a branch, calling softly, perfectly at ease. He noticed the rise and fall of his chest, steady, slow, grounding him. The garden, the bench, the bird all offered quiet companionship without expectation. Even a few moments of mindful presence carried profound relief and ease. He placed a hand over his chest, allowing warmth and kindness to settle. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's teaching whispered softly, "Begin with yourself." A soft smile appeared as he murmured, "I am enough. I am safe. I am here." Yes, and the garden seemed to embrace him fully, guiding him gently towards sleep. Some evenings, simple presence on a quiet bench is enough to restore calm. The heart softens when met with mindful attention, gentle care, and awareness. And he let the garden's quiet rhythm carry him into deep, peaceful rest. Story 25. The Riverside Willow. A willow bent gracefully over the calm river, branches brushing the water. She sat on a smooth stone, letting her fingers trail lightly in the current. The scent of wet earth and grass filled the air, soft and soothing. Evening's quiet surrounded her, carrying a gentle rhythm that eased her mind. Her thoughts had been racing, full of unfinished work and unspoken worries. Each ripple in the river reminded her that all things move and change. She remembered the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return. She let each thought drift away like leaves on the river's surface. A dragonfly skimmed lightly, wings catching the soft glow of dusk. She smiled, noticing the effortless grace and small, precise motion. Her chest softened, her mind slowed, and the weight of the day lifted. Even the willow seemed to bend gently, in rhythm with her calm breathing. She placed a hand over her heart, breathing warmth and love inward first. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's quiet wisdom returned. Care for yourself tenderly. I am here. I am safe. I am enough, she whispered softly, and the river, willow, and dragonfly carried her into a quiet, restorative peace. Some evenings, simply watching water and nature is enough to soothe the mind. The heart rests when it is met with presence, patience, and gentle care, and she allowed the river's soft song to guide her fully into sleep. Story 26. The Lantern in the Forest. A single lantern glowed softly along the narrow forest path. Warm and steady, he walked slowly, noticing pine needles underfoot and the faint scent of earth. The evening air was cool, carrying quiet sounds of distant birds and leaves. Even the forest seemed to breathe with him, patient and calm. His mind had been full all day, racing with tasks and obligations. Every worry felt heavy, pressing on his chest and pulling at his thoughts. He remembered the Majjhima Nikaya: observe each thought, release without judgment. Like the lantern's glow, each concern could shine briefly, then fade naturally. He paused near a tall oak, noticing its rough bark and steady presence. The wind rustled gently through the branches, carrying soft, patient whispers. He placed a hand over his chest, breathing warmth and kindness inward first. The tension in his shoulders softened, and his mind grew quiet and steady. He whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Indifferent, the forest seemed to hold him, steady, patient, and without expectation. Even a single lantern, small and steady, can illuminate the path within. And he allowed the forest's quiet rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Some nights, walking slowly beneath gentle light is enough to calm the heart. Presence, awareness, and self-kindness are the seeds of deep, restorative rest. And the lantern continued to glow softly, carrying him into peaceful dreams. Story 27. The Quiet Meadow. A meadow stretched wide under the soft glow of late afternoon. She walked slowly, feeling grass bend gently beneath her feet. Soft and warm, the scent of wildflowers filled the air, faint but comforting, like a quiet hug. Even the distant hum of bees seemed to harmonize with her breath. Her mind had been tangled with work, family, and unspoken expectations. Every worry seemed urgent, every thought pressing, relentless and loud. She remembered the Dhammapada: settle the mind like a still pond. She imagined each concern floating away, drifting gently on the breeze. A butterfly landed nearby, wings delicate, soft, and effortless in motion. She noticed the rise and fall of her chest, steady, slow, grounding her. The tension in her shoulders and jaw began to dissolve quietly. Even the smallest observation brought a gentle, calming clarity to her mind. She placed her hands over her heart, allowing warmth and self-kindness to settle. The Karaniya Metta Sutta whispered gently, "Love yourself first." Tenderly and fully, she whispered, "I am enough. I am safe. I am present." If no why, the meadow seemed to hold her, patient and unhurried, carrying her into calm. Some afternoons, simply noticing a meadow and its quiet details is enough. The heart softens when met with mindful presence, care, and patience, and she allowed the meadow's gentle rhythm to guide her into restful sleep. Story 28. The Mountain Stream. A small mountain stream wound quietly over smooth stones, sparkling in soft sunlight. He knelt beside it, letting cool water flow over his fingertips. Steady and calm, the air smelled of moss and damp earth, gentle and comforting. Even the birds in the trees seemed to speak in slow, soft tones. His mind had been racing, full of obligations, deadlines, and small regrets. Each ripple reminded him that life moves naturally, with or without his control. He recalled the Maha Satipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, and release softly. Like the water, thoughts could flow past without needing to cling. A dragonfly skimmed the surface, delicate, precise, unhurried in motion. He watched quietly, feeling the weight in his chest soften with each breath. Even the tension in his shoulders melted slowly, carried away by presence. The stream, bird, and dragonfly offered patient companionship without expectation. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness fill him. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's wisdom came softly. Begin with gentle care for yourself. He whispered, I am here. I am safe. I am enough. Eve, and he allowed the stream's calm song to carry him into restorative sleep. Some moments, simple and gentle, are enough to soothe the restless mind. The heart rests when met with patient presence, awareness, and self-kindness, and he let the mountain stream guide him fully into peaceful dreams. Story 29. The Quiet Courtyard Fountain. A small fountain trickled in the center of a quiet courtyard. Steady and soft, she sat on the edge, letting her fingers touch the cool, flowing water. The air smelled faintly of moss, stone, and nearby blossoms, gentle and still. Evening's calm wrapped around her like a soft blanket, inviting slow breaths. Her thoughts had been restless, pulled by obligations and lingering worries. Each ripple reminded her that tension could pass, like water over stone. She recalled the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, let go of clinging and observe clearly. Even small moments of mindful presence could ease the weight of the day. A bird landed nearby, still and unhurried, a silent companion in calm. She placed a hand over her heart, breathing warmth and self-kindness inward. Her chest softened, shoulders relaxed, mind slowing like the fountain's gentle flow. The Karaniya Metta Sutta's teaching whispered softly, love yourself first. Tenderly, she whispered, I am safe. I am enough. I am present. Even the courtyard seemed to breathe with her, patient and steady. Some moments, quiet and simple, are enough to heal and restore, and she let the fountain's gentle rhythm carry her fully into sleep. Story 30. The Evening Orchard. The orchard glowed in the soft light of dusk, apples resting silently on branches. He walked slowly between the rows, noticing the soft grass under his feet. The air smelled faintly of earth and blossoms, gentle and comforting. Even the wind moved softly, carrying the orchard's quiet, patient rhythm. His mind had been heavy, full of work, obligations, and lingering regrets. Each step reminded him he could let thoughts pass without needing to chase. He remembered the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even small awareness could lighten the chest and calm the mind. A bird flitted between branches, delicate and unhurried, teaching effortless ease. He placed a hand over his heart, allowing warmth and kindness inward first. The Karaniya Metta Sutta whispered softly, begin with care for yourself. A soft smile appeared as he whispered, I am here. I am enough. I am safe. The orchard held him, steady and patient. As evening deepened around him, some moments, quiet and ordinary, are enough to soothe and restore the heart, and he allowed the orchard's soft rhythm to guide him fully into restful sleep. Story 31. The Moonlit Lake. The lake shimmered softly under the gentle glow of a rising moon. She sat on a smooth rock at the water's edge, still and calm. The air smelled faintly of cool water and damp earth, soothing and quiet. Even the trees reflected softly in the water, steady and patient. Her mind had been busy all day, chasing deadlines, worries, and small regrets. Each thought tugged at her chest, making it hard to feel ease. She recalled the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice each moment. Breathe. Release. Like the lake's surface. Her mind could hold stillness if allowed to settle. A frog croaked softly in the distance. A small voice of presence and rhythm. She placed her hands on her knees, breathing warmth and kindness inward first. The tension in her shoulders softened. Her mind quieted, chest easing with each breath. Even the moon's reflection seemed to offer gentle reassurance. Steady and patient, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Ava, the lake mirrored her stillness, carrying it quietly into the night. Some evenings, simply noticing the gentle play of moonlight and water is enough, and she allowed the lake's calm to guide her fully into restorative sleep. Story 32. The Old Tea House. Steam rose softly from a cup of tea, warm and fragrant in her hands. She sat at the low wooden table, feeling the chair's smooth surface beneath her. Sunlight filtered through paper windows, soft and diffuse, illuminating dust motes in the air. Even the faint sounds of the garden outside seemed quiet and measured. Her mind had been busy with work, obligations, and lingering thoughts of regret. Even here, it tried to pull her toward tasks she could not finish tonight. She recalled the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Observe, release, return to gentle presence. Like tea swirling in the cup, her thoughts could move without needing control. She inhaled slowly, savoring the warmth and aroma, letting tension flow out. The Karaniya Metta Sutta whispered softly, "Start kindness with yourself." Tender and true, her shoulders relaxed, chest softened, and a gentle smile appeared without effort. Even simple tea, held with awareness, could carry profound calm into her heart. She whispered, "I am here. I am safe. I am enough." You can knew this. The tea house seemed to breathe with her. Steady, patient, welcoming. Some moments, small and ordinary, are enough to restore the mind and heart, and she let the tea house's quiet warmth guide her into deep, gentle sleep. Story 33. The Forest Clearing. A clearing opened softly between tall trees, dappled with warm afternoon light. He walked slowly, noticing the soft moss beneath his feet and the scent of pine. The air was cool, carrying whispers of leaves and distant birdsong. Even the forest seemed to pause with him, patient and still. His mind had been tangled with work, family, and unfinished tasks. Each thought felt pressing, urgent, and heavy in his chest. He remembered the Satipatthana Sutta, notice without clinging, breathe without force. Like light through leaves, awareness could illuminate without rushing, without expectation. A squirrel paused on a branch, nibbling quietly, serene in its small moment. He placed a hand over his heart, allowing warmth and kindness to settle inward. The tension in his shoulders and chest began to soften, gentle and deliberate. Even a few minutes of mindful presence offered a deep, soothing relief. He whispered, "I am safe. I am enough. I am present." Into the clearing seemed to hold him, steady, patient, and without judgment. Some afternoons, simply noticing nature's quiet rhythm is enough to heal, and he allowed the forest's gentle presence to guide him fully into rest. Story 34. The Pier at Twilight. The pier stretched softly into calm waters, the sky painted with evening light. She walked slowly along the boards, feeling each footstep grounded and steady. The air smelled faintly of water, wet wood, and distant reeds, soft and soothing. Even the gentle lapping of waves seemed to harmonize with her slow breathing. Her mind had been loud, filled with deadlines, responsibilities, and lingering tension. Each wave reminded her she could let thoughts flow by without grasping. She recalled the Majjhima Nikaya: observe, release, return to calm presence. Even ordinary moments could carry profound ease if noticed without hurry. A small heron landed nearby, motionless yet fully present, teaching effortless stillness. She placed a hand on her chest, breathing warmth and care inward first. Her shoulders relaxed, her mind softened, and tension eased slowly, gently. Even the pier itself seemed to hold her, steady, patient, and welcoming. She whispered softly, "I am enough. I am here. I am safe." The water reflected her calm, steady as she walked toward the end of day. Some evenings, simply moving slowly along a quiet pier is enough, and she allowed the twilight's gentle rhythm to carry her into restful sleep. Story 35. The Garden Lanterns. Lanterns glowed softly along winding garden paths, warm and welcoming. He walked slowly, noticing the subtle fragrance of blossoms in the night air. The stones beneath his feet were smooth and steady, guiding each step. Even the faint rustle of leaves seemed to breathe with him, calm and quiet. His mind had been restless all day, weighed with work, family, and worries. Every thought pressed against him, making stillness feel distant and hard. He remembered the Mahasatipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release gently. Even a small moment of mindful awareness could ease the heart and mind. A small bird fluttered softly between lanterns, delicate and unhurried in motion. He placed a hand over his heart, breathing warmth and care inward first. The tension in his shoulders and chest began to dissolve, softening slowly. Even the lantern's glow seemed to nod, steady, patient, offering reassurance. He whispered, "I am here. I am safe. I am enough." The garden held him gently, patient and quiet. As night deepened, some nights, walking slowly among soft lantern light is enough to restore peace, and he allowed the garden's gentle rhythm to carry him fully into sleep. Story 36. The soft rain on the roof. Rain fell softly on the roof, a gentle, rhythmic lullaby. She lay in bed, feeling the steady patter, each drop a small comfort. The air smelled faintly of wet earth, cool and soothing against her skin. Even the distant hum of the city seemed quieter beneath the rain. Her mind had been restless all day, tangled with tasks and worry. Every thought felt urgent, pressing, and heavy against her chest. She remembered the Dhammapada: let the mind settle like a calm lake. Each exhale released tension, like water flowing freely down a gentle stream. The rain tapped on the window, steady, soft, and patient. She placed a hand on her chest, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her shoulders melted, her jaw softened, her breath slowed. Even a simple moment of noticing rain could soothe the mind deeply. She whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." The rain continued to fall, steady and reassuring, carrying her into calm. Some nights, simply listening to the rain is enough to ease the heart, and she allowed its quiet rhythm to guide her fully into restorative sleep. Story 37. The wooden swing in the yard. A wooden swing swayed gently in the late afternoon breeze. He pushed it softly, feeling each motion, slow and deliberate, soothing. The grass beneath his feet smelled faintly of earth and sun-warmed leaves. Even the distant song of birds felt like part of a gentle lullaby. His mind had been racing, full of responsibilities, regrets, and lingering worry. Each thought tugged at his chest, making calm feel far away. He remembered the Satipatthana Sutta: observe, release, and return gently. Like the swing, his mind could move, sway, and then settle naturally. A small butterfly landed nearby, delicate and still, showing quiet presence. He placed a hand over his heart, breathing warmth and self-kindness inward. The tension in his shoulders softened, his chest eased, and thoughts slowed. Even the swing's gentle rhythm became a meditation. Soothing and steady, he whispered softly, "I am enough. I am safe. I am present." Its wise, the yard seemed to hold him, steady and patient, offering quiet reassurance. Some afternoons, simply noticing gentle movement is enough to calm the heart, and he allowed the swing's slow motion to guide him fully into sleep. Story 38. The lanterns along the stream. Lanterns glowed softly along a narrow stream, their light reflected in water. She walked slowly beside the current, listening to water's quiet, steady song. The air smelled faintly of damp earth and evening blossoms, gentle and sweet. Even the soft ripple of the stream seemed to breathe with her. Her mind had been full of tension, work, and worry all day. Each thought felt heavy, pressing, and constant against her chest. She remembered the Majjhima Nikaya: observe without clinging, breathe without hurry. Like lantern light on water, calm could reflect within her if she allowed it. A small bird landed on a stone, quiet and still, unhurried in presence. She placed a hand over her chest, breathing warmth and kindness inward first. Her shoulders relaxed, her mind softened, and tension gradually slipped away. Even the gentle lights along the stream seemed to nod. Steady and patient, she whispered, "I am here. I am safe. I am enough." 11. The water reflected lanterns and peace, carrying her fully into calm. Some evenings, simply noticing light and water is enough to restore ease, and she allowed the lantern's soft glow to guide her into deep, peaceful sleep. Story 39. The quiet path through the pines. A path wound gently through tall pine trees, soft needles underfoot. He walked slowly, listening to the quiet whisper of wind through branches. The air smelled of pine and cool earth, fresh and soothing to inhale. Even the distant chirp of a bird seemed part of the gentle rhythm. His mind had been racing, full of responsibilities, doubts, and lingering tension. Each thought pressed quietly, as if tugging at his chest and shoulders. He remembered the Satipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release, return. Even small moments of mindful awareness could ease the weight of the day. A squirrel paused on a branch, nibbling quietly, effortless and serene. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and self-kindness settle inward. The tension in his chest softened, shoulders relaxed, mind slowing gently. Even the simple rhythm of walking beneath trees became a meditation. He whispered softly, "I am enough. I am safe. I am present." Under the pine path held him, patient, steady, offering quiet reassurance. Some afternoons, simply noticing a quiet path is enough to calm the heart, and he allowed the forest's gentle rhythm to carry him fully into sleep. Story 40. The Evening Garden Gate. A small garden gate opened to a courtyard, bathed in soft twilight. She stepped slowly through, noticing the scent of flowers and damp earth. Lanterns glowed softly along the path, casting warm, inviting light. Even the quiet rustle of leaves seemed gentle, patient, and reassuring. Her mind had been restless, busy with work, obligations, and lingering thoughts. Each worry pressed against her chest, making calm feel far away. She remembered the Dhammapada, settle the mind like water in a still bowl. Even small awareness could soothe tension and bring the heart to ease. A small bird settled on a branch, still and unhurried. Fully present, she placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness fill her. Her shoulders relaxed, chest softened, and mind slowed, breathing steady and calm. Even the garden gate seemed to hold her gently, patient and without expectation. She whispered, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Till the lanterns glowed softly, carrying her mind and heart into calm. Some evenings, simply noticing light, air, and scent is enough to restore peace, and she allowed the garden's gentle rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 41. The Shimmering Pond. A small pond shimmered softly in the early evening light. He sat on a flat stone, letting the cool air brush his cheeks. The scent of damp earth and reeds filled the space, gentle and steady. Even the faint ripple of water seemed to breathe alongside him. His mind had been restless all day, tangled with deadlines and obligations. Each thought tugged at his chest, heavy and insistent, demanding attention. He remembered the Majjhima Nikaya. Notice each moment. Breathe. Release gently. Like the pond, his mind could reflect calm if he allowed stillness. A dragonfly hovered above the water, delicate and unhurried. A quiet teacher. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders eased, his chest softened, and thoughts slowed. Even the gentle shimmer of the pond offered patient, steady presence. He whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." The pond mirrored his calm, carrying it quietly into the evening. Some moments, simple and soft, are enough to ease the mind, and he allowed the pond's gentle rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 42. The Bamboo Path at Dawn. Sunlight filtered softly through tall bamboo stalks, warm and gentle. She walked slowly along the narrow path, feeling the cool morning air. The scent of bamboo and fresh earth filled the space, soft and calming. Even the faint rustle of leaves seemed to move in slow rhythm. Her mind had been busy, tangled with worries, plans, and unfinished tasks. Every thought pressed against her chest, pulling attention in many directions. She recalled the Satipatthana Sutta, observe without clinging, breathe without hurry, like the light through the bamboo. clarity and calm could filter in naturally. A small bird perched on a branch, singing softly. Present and unhurried, she placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and care settle inward. The tension in her shoulders eased, chest softened, mind slowing gently. Even the simple act of walking mindfully offered profound ease and comfort. She whispered softly, "I am safe. I am here. I am enough. Am." The bamboo path seemed to embrace her, steady, patient, and serene. Some mornings, simply noticing gentle light and movement is enough, and she allowed the path's quiet rhythm to guide her fully into peace. Story 43. The Lantern-Lit Bridge. A small bridge arched over a quiet stream, glowing softly under lantern light. He walked slowly, listening to the gentle ripple of water beneath his feet. The air smelled faintly of wet wood and earth, calming and familiar. Even the night seemed to pause, patient and steady, holding him gently. His mind had been heavy, full of work, responsibilities, and lingering tension. Each thought tugged quietly, pulling his chest tight and mind restless. He remembered the Maha Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, return. Even small awareness, gentle and patient, could calm the mind and heart. A heron stood at the water's edge, still and unhurried, teaching effortless presence. He placed a hand on his chest, letting warmth and kindness settle inward first. Tension softened in his shoulders and chest, his breath steady and calm. Even the soft lantern glow seemed to nod, patient, welcoming, and serene. He whispered, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Ah yes, the bridge and stream carried him gently into quiet, restorative calm. Some nights, simply walking slowly beneath gentle light is enough, and he allowed the lantern-lit bridge to guide him fully into sleep. Story 44. The Garden Swing. A wooden swing hung from a strong branch, swaying softly in the breeze. She pushed it gently, feeling the steady rhythm soothe her mind and chest. The air smelled faintly of flowers and warm earth, comforting and quiet. Even the distant song of a bird seemed to harmonize with her slow breathing. Her thoughts had been racing, filled with deadlines, obligations, and lingering worry. Each thought pulled at her mind, making calm feel far away. She remembered the Dhammapada, settle the mind like still water. Like the swing, thoughts could move, sway, and then settle naturally. A butterfly landed nearby, delicate and calm, showing effortless presence. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her chest and shoulders melted, her mind softening slowly. Even the swing's gentle motion became a meditation, quiet and soothing. She whispered softly, "I am enough. I am safe. I am present." The swing carried her gently, steady and calm, into the quiet evening. Some afternoons, simply noticing gentle movement is enough to ease the heart, and she allowed the garden swing to guide her fully into sleep. Story 45. The Moonlit Courtyard. The courtyard glowed softly under a full moon. Calm and gentle, he walked slowly along the stone path, feeling cool air brush his skin. The scent of night-blooming flowers filled the space, soft and soothing. Even the faint rustle of leaves seemed to breathe quietly with him. His mind had been restless, weighed with tasks, worries, and lingering thoughts. Each thought pressed against him, making presence feel distant and rare. He remembered the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even small awareness could soften tension and bring profound calm. A small bird rested silently on a branch, patient and unhurried in the night. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, mind slowed gently. Even the courtyard seemed to hold him, patient, steady, welcoming, and safe. He whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." In Mesiza, the moon's reflection on the stones carried quiet, calm into his being. Some nights, simply noticing light, scent, and gentle sound is enough, and he allowed the moonlit courtyard to guide him fully into restorative sleep. Story 46. The misty riverbank. Morning mist hugged the riverbank, soft and light, like a delicate veil. She walked slowly along the water, feeling damp grass beneath her feet. The air smelled faintly of wet earth and distant pine, calm and soothing. Even the gentle ripple of the river seemed to breathe with her. Her mind had been heavy, full of unfinished tasks and quiet worries. Each thought tugged at her chest, insistent and constant, making stillness feel far. She recalled the Maha Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return gently, like the mist over the river. Thoughts could drift and dissolve if allowed. A dragonfly skimmed the water, delicate, precise, unhurried in its path. She placed a hand over her heart, breathing warmth and kindness inward first. The tension in her shoulders melted, chest softened, and mind grew quiet. Even the soft morning mist seemed to nod, patient and welcoming, carrying calm. She whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Ah, the river and mist held her, steady, patient, and without expectation. Some mornings, simply noticing water and mist is enough to restore ease, and she allowed the riverbank's gentle rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 47. The quiet meadow at dusk. A meadow stretched wide, bathed in the soft glow of dusk. He walked slowly among the wildflowers, letting their scent fill the air. The grass bent gently beneath his feet, soft and welcoming. Even the distant song of birds blended into a slow, calming rhythm. His mind had been racing, pulled by deadlines, worries, and lingering regret. Each thought pressed gently but insistently against his chest and mind. He remembered the Satipatthana Sutta. Observe without clinging, breathe without hurry. Even small moments of mindful presence could ease tension and soften the heart. A butterfly flitted across the meadow, delicate and unhurried, showing effortless ease. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and care settle inward. The tension in his chest eased, shoulders relaxed, and breath deepened naturally. Even the meadow's gentle sway seemed to nod, patient and calm. Holding him, he whispered softly, "I am safe. I am enough. I am here." Artit, the meadow's quiet light carried him into deep, restorative peace. Some evenings, simply noticing nature's gentle rhythm is enough, and he allowed the meadow's calm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 48. The lantern-lit alley. Lanterns glowed softly along a narrow, quiet alley. Warm and gentle, she walked slowly, noticing the scent of earth and small blossoms nearby. The cobblestones beneath her feet were steady, smooth, guiding each step. Even the soft rustle of leaves seemed to breathe with her, patient and calm. Her mind had been heavy all day, full of work and lingering worries. Each thought pressed against her chest, making it hard to rest. She remembered the Majjhima Nikaya: observe, release, and return gently to presence. Even small awareness could carry profound calm to mind and body. A cat padded silently across the path, effortless and present, teaching stillness. She placed a hand on her chest, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her shoulders and chest softened. Her mind slowed gradually. Even the alley's quiet rhythm seemed to nod. Patient, welcoming, steady, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am safe. I am enough." Wind, in Refik, the lantern's glow carried her calm gently into the night. Some evenings, simply noticing soft light and quiet is enough, and she allowed the alley's gentle rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 49. The Riverside Bench. A wooden bench rested beside a slow river. Calm and steady, he sat down, letting the cool air brush his face gently. The water rippled softly, reflecting the sky's pale evening light. Even the distant sound of reeds moving seemed quiet and patient. His mind had been busy, tangled with obligations, regrets, and lingering tension. Each thought pulled at his chest, insistent and loud, making rest feel distant. He recalled the Dhammapada: let the mind settle like a still lake. Even small awareness could help thoughts flow past without needing to grasp. A small bird landed on a branch nearby, quiet, unhurried, serene. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness fill him. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, mind slowed naturally. Even the river seemed to pause, steady, patient, holding him gently. He whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe. Is." The river carried his calm, steady and patient, into the evening. Some nights, simply sitting quietly beside water is enough to restore ease, and he allowed the riverside's gentle rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 50. The Evening Orchard Path. A path wound slowly through an orchard, trees heavy with ripe fruit. She walked slowly, feeling the soft earth beneath her feet, steady and warm. The air smelled faintly of blossoms and ripening fruit, gentle and comforting. Even the distant hum of evening insects seemed part of a slow, calm rhythm. Her mind had been restless, full of obligations, regrets, and lingering worry. Each thought tugged quietly, pressing against her chest and mind. She remembered the Mahasatipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release, return gently. Even small awareness could soften tension and ease the heart. A small bird rested on a branch, patient, unhurried, fully present. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her shoulders melted, chest softened, mind slowing naturally. Even the orchard's quiet presence seemed to hold her. Patient and steady, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Use. The orchard path carried her gently, steady and calm. into evening. Some evenings, simply noticing light, scent, and gentle movement is enough, and she allowed the orchard's rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 51. The Quiet Tea Garden. A small garden glowed softly in the late afternoon sun. She sat on a low wooden bench, steam rising gently from her tea. The scent of warm leaves and damp earth filled the air, soothing and calm. Even the faint hum of insects seemed to harmonize with her breath. Her mind had been busy, full of work and small regrets from the day. Each thought tugged at her chest, restless and insistent, making peace feel distant. She recalled the Satipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even a few mindful moments could ease tension and soften her heart. A small bird landed nearby, calm and still, teaching quiet presence. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. Tension melted in her shoulders, chest softened, and breath slowed naturally. Even the tea's gentle warmth seemed to mirror her own quieting mind. She whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Is the parrot, the tea garden held her, patient, steady, and welcoming. Some afternoons, simply noticing warmth, scent, and soft light is enough, and she allowed the garden's gentle rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 52. The river bend at dusk. A slow river curved gently through the valley, reflecting the soft evening sky. He sat on a smooth rock, feeling the cool breeze brush his face. The air smelled faintly of damp earth and river reeds, gentle and calming. Even the water's soft ripple seemed to breathe alongside him, steady and patient. His mind had been full all day, tangled with work and quiet worries. Each thought tugged at his chest, insistent and heavy, making calm feel distant. He remembered the Maha Satipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release, and return. Even a few mindful moments could ease tension and open space in the mind. A dragonfly skimmed the surface, delicate, precise, and unhurried in motion. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and care settle inward. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, breath deepened naturally. Even the soft ripple of water seemed to mirror his calm presence. He whispered softly, "I am safe. I am here. I am enough." Well, the river's quiet song carried him into evening calm. Some moments, simple and gentle, are enough to restore the mind and heart, and he allowed the riverbend's gentle rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 53. The Moonlit Orchard Bench. A wooden bench rested beneath a flowering tree in the orchard. She sat slowly, feeling the cool evening air brush her cheeks. The scent of blossoms and ripening fruit filled the air, soft and sweet. Even the faint rustle of leaves seemed to breathe with her, calm and steady. Her mind had been restless, full of tasks, worries, and lingering tension. Each thought pressed gently but persistently against her chest and mind. She remembered the Dhammapada: settle the mind like water in a calm pond. Even small moments of awareness could release tension and restore quiet. A bird perched on a nearby branch, still and unhurried, teaching effortless presence. She placed a hand on her chest, letting warmth and kindness fill her inwardly. Her shoulders relaxed, chest softened, mind slowed gently with each breath. Even the orchard seemed to hold her patiently, Steady and welcoming, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Misto, the moonlight reflected on leaves and fruit, carrying calm into her heart. Some evenings, simply noticing soft light and gentle scent is enough, and she allowed the orchard's quiet rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 54. The Gentle Hillside. A hillside stretched softly under the fading evening light. He walked slowly, feeling the grass bend softly beneath his feet. The air smelled faintly of wildflowers and cool earth, calm and comforting. Even the distant sound of rustling leaves seemed to harmonize with his breath. His mind had been busy, full of deadlines, worries, and lingering tension. Each thought tugged at his chest, heavy and insistent, pulling attention away from calm. He recalled the Majjhima Nikaya: notice without clinging, breathe without hurry. Even a few minutes of mindful presence could ease his heart and mind. A butterfly hovered nearby, delicate and unhurried, showing effortless grace. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his chest softened, shoulders relaxed, breath slowed naturally. Even the gentle slope of the hillside seemed to hold him. Steady and patient, he whispered softly, "I am safe. I am here. I am enough." Itri, the evening hillside, carried him gently into calm and quiet peace. Some evenings, simply noticing soft light, sound, and scent is enough, and he allowed the gentle rhythm of the hills to guide him fully into sleep. Story 55. The Evening Bridge. A small wooden bridge arched over a quiet stream. Glowing in evening light, she walked slowly, listening to the soft ripple of water beneath her feet. The air smelled faintly of damp wood and earth, gentle and soothing. Even the distant song of birds seemed to breathe alongside her. Calm and steady, her mind had been restless, full of tasks, obligations, and lingering worry. Each thought tugged at her chest, making stillness feel far away. She remembered the Maha Satipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release, return gently. Even small awareness could soften tension and open space in her heart. A heron stood silently at the stream's edge, patient and fully present. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her shoulders melted, chest softened, mind slowed gently. Even the bridge itself seemed to hold her. Steady, patient, welcoming, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." The use, I team. The stream and bridge carried her gently into evening calm. Some nights, simply noticing light, sound, and presence is enough, and she allowed the evening bridge to guide her fully into restorative sleep. Story 56. The Silent Meadow. A soft wind stirred through a wide, open meadow at dusk. He walked slowly, feeling the grass sway beneath his feet, gentle and quiet. The air smelled faintly of wildflowers and earth, soothing and familiar. Even the distant hum of insects seemed to move in a calm rhythm. His mind had been busy all day, full of work and lingering tension. Each thought tugged at his chest, making presence feel distant and rare. He recalled the Satipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even small moments of mindful awareness could ease his heart and mind. A butterfly flitted among the flowers, delicate, unhurried, teaching soft presence. He placed a hand on his chest, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, and breath grew steady. Even the meadow's gentle sway seemed to hold him, patient and calm. He whispered softly, "I am safe. I am enough. I am here. I know." The meadow's quiet presence carried him into deep, restorative peace. Some evenings, simply noticing gentle light and sound is enough, and he allowed the meadow's rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 57. The Mountain Clearing. A small clearing opened among tall mountain pines. Bathed in soft light, she walked slowly, feeling moss and pine needles beneath her feet. The air smelled faintly of cool earth and pine resin, soothing and gentle. Even the distant calls of birds blended into a slow, calming rhythm. Her mind had been restless, tangled with obligations, regrets, and lingering worry. Each thought pressed gently against her chest, making calm feel far away. She remembered the Majjhima Nikaya: notice without clinging, breathe without hurry. Even brief mindfulness could soften tension and open space in the heart. A squirrel paused on a branch, still and unhurried. Fully present, she placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and care settle inward. The tension in her chest and shoulders softened. Her breath slowed naturally. Even the clearing's quiet presence seemed to hold her. Steady and patient, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Ice. The mountain clearing carried her gently into evening calm. Some moments, simple and still, are enough to restore mind and heart, and she allowed the clearing's rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 58. The lantern-lined garden. Lanterns glowed softly along a winding garden path. Warm and steady, he walked slowly, noticing the soft fragrance of flowers in the air. The cobblestones beneath his feet were smooth and welcoming, guiding each step. Even the quiet rustle of leaves seemed to breathe with him, patient and calm. His mind had been full, weighed with tasks, worries, and lingering tension. Each thought pressed against his chest, restless and insistent, making peace feel distant. He remembered the Dhammapada: let the mind settle like water in a still bowl. Even a few mindful moments could ease tension and bring quiet. A small bird perched nearby, still and unhurried. A gentle teacher of presence. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness fill him inwardly. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, breath slowed naturally. Even the lantern's soft glow seemed to nod, patient, welcoming, and serene. He whispered softly, "I am safe. I am here. I am enough." The lantern-lined path carried him gently into evening calm. Some nights, simply noticing soft light, scent, and quiet is enough, and he allowed the garden's gentle rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 59. The Riverside Walk. A quiet river flowed slowly beneath a soft evening sky. She walked slowly along the bank, feeling cool earth beneath her feet. The air smelled faintly of water and distant reeds, calm and soothing. Even the gentle ripple of the river seemed to breathe alongside her. Her mind had been heavy, full of obligations, regrets, and lingering worry. Each thought tugged quietly at her chest, making stillness feel distant. She recalled the Maha Satipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even a few mindful breaths could ease tension and open space in the heart. A heron stood silently nearby, patient, unhurried, fully present. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and care settle inward. The tension in her chest and shoulders softened. Her breath deepened naturally. Even the river seemed to pause, steady and patient. Holding her gently, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." With Master, the river carried her calm, steady, and quiet into the evening. Some moments, simple and gentle, are enough to restore peace of mind, and she allowed the riverside's rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 60. The Evening Orchard Path. A path wound slowly through an orchard, trees heavy with ripe fruit. He walked slowly, noticing the soft earth beneath his feet, warm and steady. The air smelled faintly of blossoms and ripening fruit, gentle and comforting. Even the distant hum of evening insects seemed part of a slow, calm rhythm. His mind had been restless, full of work, regrets, and lingering tension. Each thought tugged quietly, pressing against his chest and mind. He remembered the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even small awareness could soften tension and ease the heart. A small bird rested silently on a branch, patient, unhurried, fully present. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, mind slowing naturally. Even the orchard's quiet presence seemed to hold him. Patient and steady, he whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." His price. The orchard path carried him gently, steady and calm, into evening. Some evenings, simply noticing light, scent, and gentle movement is enough, and he allowed the orchard's rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 61. The Gentle Hillside Stream. A small stream wound gently down a quiet hillside. Soft and steady, she sat on a smooth rock, listening to water ripple over stones. The air smelled faintly of wet earth and pine, cool and soothing. Even the soft rustle of leaves seemed to breathe alongside her. Her mind had been busy, full of unfinished tasks and quiet worry. Each thought tugged at her chest, insistent and constant, making calm feel distant. She recalled the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even a few mindful moments could ease tension and open space in the heart. A dragonfly hovered above the water, delicate, precise, unhurried in motion. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her shoulders melted, chest softened, breath deepened naturally. Even the stream's gentle flow seemed to mirror her calm presence. She whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." If we have a rife, the hillside stream carried her gently into evening calm. Some moments, simple and quiet, are enough to restore mind and heart, and she allowed the stream's rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 62. The Moonlit Courtyard. A small courtyard glowed softly under a full moon, calm and serene. He walked slowly along the stone path, feeling cool evening air on his face. The scent of night-blooming flowers filled the space, gentle and soothing. Even the soft rustle of leaves seemed to breathe with him, steady and patient. His mind had been restless, weighed with work, responsibilities, and lingering worry. Each thought pressed against him, making presence feel distant and rare. He remembered the Majjhima Nikaya: notice without clinging, breathe without hurry. Even a few mindful breaths could soften tension and restore inner calm. A small bird rested silently on a branch, patient, unhurried, fully present. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, mind slowed naturally. Even the courtyard seemed to hold him, patient, steady, and welcoming. He whispered softly, "I am safe. I am here. I am enough." Each ref, the moonlight on stones carried calm quietly into his being. Some nights, simply noticing soft light, air, and presence is enough, and he allowed the courtyard's gentle rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 63. The Evening Garden Path. A winding garden path glowed softly under lantern light. Warm and gentle, she walked slowly, noticing the faint fragrance of flowers along the way. The cobblestones beneath her feet were smooth, steady, and welcoming. Even the rustle of leaves seemed to harmonize with her steady breath. Her mind had been heavy, full of obligations, regrets, and lingering tension. Each thought pressed quietly against her chest, making calm feel distant. She recalled the Dhammapada: let the mind settle like water in a still bowl. Even brief awareness could soften tension and bring restorative peace. A small bird perched nearby, calm and unhurried, teaching effortless presence. She placed a hand on her chest, letting warmth and kindness fill inward. The tension in her shoulders and chest melted. Her breath grew steady. Even the lantern light seemed to nod. Patient, welcoming, and serene, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." The garden path carried her gently into evening calm. Some nights, simply noticing soft light, scent, and quiet is enough, and she allowed the garden's gentle rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 64. The Riverside Rock. A flat rock rested beside a slow-moving river, smooth and steady. He sat down, letting the cool evening air brush his face. The water rippled softly, reflecting the fading light of the sky. Even the distant sound of reeds moving seemed calm and patient. His mind had been restless, full of work, regrets, and lingering worry. Each thought tugged quietly at his chest, making stillness feel distant. He remembered the Satipatthana Sutta: notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even small mindful moments could ease tension and open space in the heart. A heron stood silently nearby, patient and unhurried, fully present. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders softened, chest eased, mind slowed naturally. Even the river seemed to pause, steady and patient, holding him gently. He whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." The river carried his calm quietly into evening peace. Some nights, simply sitting beside water is enough to restore ease, and he allowed the riverside's rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 65. The Twilight Orchard. A narrow path wound through an orchard, trees heavy with ripening fruit. She walked slowly, feeling the soft earth beneath her feet, steady and warm. The air smelled faintly of blossoms and fruit, gentle and comforting. Even the hum of evening insects blended into a slow, soothing rhythm. Her mind had been restless, full of work, worries, and lingering tension. Each thought tugged at her chest, pressing quietly, making calm feel far. She remembered the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, return gently. Even a few mindful breaths could soften tension and ease the heart. A small bird rested silently on a branch, patient and unhurried, fully present. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her shoulders melted, chest softened, mind slowed naturally. Even the orchard's quiet presence seemed to hold her. Steady and welcoming, she whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe. Amen. Amen." The orchard path carried her gently into evening calm. Some nights, simply noticing light, scent, and gentle movement is enough, and she allowed the orchard's gentle rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 66. The quiet lakeshore. The lake shimmered softly under the pale evening light. He sat on a smooth rock, feeling the cool breeze brush his face. The air smelled faintly of water and damp earth, gentle and soothing. Even the soft lapping of water seemed to breathe alongside him. His mind had been heavy, full of tasks, regrets, and lingering worry. Each thought tugged at his chest, insistent and constant, making calm feel distant. He recalled the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even a few mindful moments could ease tension and open space in the heart. A dragonfly hovered above the water, delicate, precise, and unhurried. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, breath deepened naturally. Even the lake's gentle shimmer seemed to mirror his calm presence. He whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Indomus. The lake carried him gently into evening peace. Some moments, simple and quiet, are enough to restore mind and heart. And he allowed the lakeshore's gentle rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 67. The forest trail at dusk. A narrow trail wound slowly through tall forest pines. She walked slowly, noticing the soft needles and moss beneath her feet. The air smelled faintly of pine and earth, calm and refreshing. Even the distant bird calls blended into a slow, steady rhythm. Her mind had been restless all day, full of obligations and lingering tension. Each thought tugged at her chest, insistent and quiet, making calm feel distant. She recalled the Majjhima Nikaya. Notice without clinging, breathe without hurry. Even a few mindful moments could ease tension and open space in the heart. A squirrel paused on a branch, still and unhurried, showing effortless presence. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her shoulders melted, chest softened, breath slowed naturally. Even the forest trail seemed to hold her. Steady, patient, and welcoming, she whispered softly, "I am safe. I am here. I am enough." To Sivan, the trail carried her gently into evening calm. Some moments, simple and quiet, are enough to restore mind and heart, and she allowed the forest's rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 68. The evening garden swing. A wooden swing hung from a sturdy branch, swaying gently in the breeze. He pushed it slowly, feeling each motion soothe his chest and mind. The air smelled faintly of blossoms and warm earth, soft and comforting. Even the distant hum of insects seemed part of a calm rhythm. His mind had been busy, full of work and lingering worries. Each thought pressed against his chest, making calm feel far away. He recalled the Dhammapada, settle the mind like water in a still bowl. Even brief moments of mindful awareness could soften tension and restore peace. A butterfly landed nearby, delicate and still, showing effortless presence. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders softened, chest eased, breath slowed naturally. Even the swing's gentle motion mirrored his deepening calm. He whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." Oh, the swing carried him gently into evening peace. Some nights, simply noticing gentle movement is enough to ease the mind, and he allowed the garden swing's rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Story 69. The Moonlit Pier. The pier stretched softly into calm waters, bathed in pale moonlight. She walked slowly along the boards, feeling steady wood beneath her feet. The air smelled faintly of water and night air, gentle and soothing. Even the soft ripple of waves seemed to breathe alongside her. Her mind had been restless, filled with tasks, regrets, and lingering worry. Each thought tugged at her chest, insistent and constant, making calm feel distant. She recalled the Maha Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return. Even a few mindful breaths could ease tension and soften her heart. A heron stood silently nearby, patient and unhurried, teaching effortless presence. She placed a hand over her heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in her shoulders and chest melted, breath slowed, mind softened. Even the pier seemed to hold her, steady, patient, and welcoming. She whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." If the moonlight carried her calm into evening peace. Some nights, simply noticing light, water, and gentle motion is enough, and she allowed the pier's quiet rhythm to guide her fully into sleep. Story 70. The Twilight Orchard Path. A narrow path wound slowly through an orchard, trees heavy with fruit. He walked slowly, feeling the soft earth beneath his feet, steady and warm. The air smelled faintly of blossoms and ripening fruit, calm and comforting. Even the distant hum of evening insects blended into a slow, gentle rhythm. His mind had been restless, full of work, worries, and lingering tension. Each thought tugged quietly at his chest, pressing softly, making calm feel far. He recalled the Satipatthana Sutta. Notice, breathe, release, and return gently. Even a few mindful breaths could soften tension and ease the heart. A small bird rested silently on a branch, patient and unhurried, fully present. He placed a hand over his heart, letting warmth and kindness settle inward. The tension in his shoulders melted, chest softened, mind slowed naturally. Even the orchard's quiet presence seemed to hold him, steady and welcoming. He whispered softly, "I am here. I am enough. I am safe." If actually end, The orchard path carried him gently into evening calm. Some nights, simply noticing light, scent, and gentle movement is enough, and he allowed the orchard's rhythm to guide him fully into sleep. Now, take a slow, soft breath, letting your chest rise and fall gently. Feel the warmth of your body resting, supported by the surface beneath you. Notice how your shoulders relax, how your jaw softens, how your mind eases. All the thoughts of the day can drift quietly away, like leaves on a stream. There is nothing urgent here. No need to plan, judge, or push. Each inhale brings calm. Each exhale releases what no longer serves you. Imagine a soft, gentle light wrapping around you. Steady and warm, it holds you safely, like the quiet presence of an old friend. Every muscle, every heartbeat, every breath moves toward ease. Naturally, effortlessly, you are safe. You are enough. You are here, fully present with this moment. No one asks anything of you now. No one expects anything from you. Simply rest, and let the quietness of night cradle you softly. The gentle rhythm of your breath, the calm in your chest, the quiet around you, all these carry you deeper into rest, as if floating in a still, warm pool. The world outside can wait. The mind can pause. The heart can soften completely. Let yourself drift. Each exhale takes you further into comfort, peace, and gentle sleep. Feel the day's weight dissolve, replaced by a soft, steady calm inside you. Your body, your mind, your heart all held tenderly, gently, without effort. And if you'd like, feel free to imagine the space around you, warm and safe, or quietly share, even in thought, where you are listening from tonight. There is nothing to do, nothing to fix, only the quiet, the stillness, and the rest. Let go now, softly, slowly. Drift, float, rest. You are held, you are safe, you are enough. And sleep comes naturally, tenderly, like a gentle tide carrying you into night.